Okay, Asia session Monday. I took a second trade just now. So I start looking for Forex pairs at the start of the first H4 bar open. First thing I do is I go through all my Asia pairs on the daily and I mark out my signal days. So this is a signal day for me, a breakout day that's below the weekly breakout level and below the daily breakout level. So I mark those all in red whenever that happens. So I have, all these red ones are breakout days. And the idea is to trade at the high of the day on the next day uh, and continue all the way down to the previous day low in this case. So that's one of my one of my signal days. Second one that I look for is a fake out bar that is going in the direction of the last breakout level. So here I have the last weekly breakout level up here, and here's the daily breakout level. And so whenever there's a fake out bar that's going in the direction of this, that's something that I want to look at. The idea is, again, to get in at the high of the day and to continue the move downwards. So like in this case, here's a fake out bar going above the last daily breakout level. And the idea is go in at the low of the day and trade up to at least the previous day high. But usually I'm trying to get even the day before that. So I mark those all in green. These are actually my favorite types of signal days. But in this case, I didn't like them so much, but I'll explain that later. And the third signal day I look for is a change in the breakout bias of the day. So I have the last breakout level over here. And then on Friday, uh, this pair broke above it. So this changes the bias of the chart for me. So you usually will see these all at swing points, and they form peak formations, and you try not to counter trade those. So all these yellow bars are when the breakout bias will flip, and usually those are the days that I'm trying to get in again at the low of the day and trade uh, at least to the previous day high, and I tend to swing trade these as well. Um, so yeah, so these were the pairs that I had on my watch list. Breakout days, I put them all in one chart, and then all the other, the fake out and the breakout bias change, I put in a separate chart. So because these are the ones that I prefer to be trading. Okay, so at the start of the H4 bar, all of these breakout signal days had already moved, and so there was no way for me to enter them. So I start my day at 8 o'clock Jakarta time. All of them had already set up, tagged, triggered the previous H8 fake out, gone down to the previous day low. So none of these are trades that I could have taken because they already moved before my start time. Kind of sucks when it happens, but that's just how it goes. Uh, I don't consider these setups for me because they didn't happen when I'm looking at the chart, and there's just no way that I'll be sitting here 24 hours a day looking at everything. So I don't mind that they moved, but that's just how it goes. But the good thing about this is when they move and I can't get in them anymore. I can actually take them off my watch list. So I no longer am interested in these. These are all out. I don't need to look at them again. Uh, and yeah, that's it. So that left me with the JPY pairs and the some New Zealand pairs. So with JPY, um, I didn't like the JPY pairs because they created a range. So for me, I'm a mechanical trader, and I have like strict definitions of what creates a range. I do have in my playbook definitions, three definitions of ranges. When there's an inside bar, the previous bar creates the range. An outside bar, the outside bar creates the range. And when there's two opposite facing fake out bars in a row, it creates a range as well. And usually in ranges, I only want to trade ranges at the edges or in the direction of the daily breakout level. So in this case, I have a bullish fakeout bar and a bearish fakeout bar. So it creates a range on the daily. So I'm not interested in trading this until it gets back above here at the top of the range. Um, and I think all the JPY pairs did exactly the same thing. Um, yeah, so I'm not interested in trading any of these yen pairs until they reach the top of this range or they give me a setup later. But I didn't like how price was moving, so um, let me have a quick look here. So the only one that I was might have taken was a CAD yen, but you can see that I'm still waiting for it to come up all the way up here, and so it's just not going to get there in time. So I was able to take out cross off all these yen pairs from my Asia trading list, and it left me just with these NZD pairs. Um, yeah. So with the NZD pairs, New Zealand pairs, this one I really like this one where it was, but unfortunately, again, it moved before my start time, and so I wasn't able to get in this. I could probably have found a pullback entry somewhere here, but it wasn't something that I was really interested to take. So I was able to cross this one off my list because it had already moved. Um, and again, it took faked out the previous H8 high at the high of the day, went straight down to the previous day low. That's my setup right there, but wasn't at the right time, so couldn't take that, which left me with just one pair to trade. So that's what's great about when everything moves before your session time, because you can kind of reduce what's on your watch list. So what ended up happening is I only have one pair that I could trade, and that is Aussie New Zealand. So signal day, took out the breakout level, change in breakout bias. The idea is to buy from the low of the day. So during my session, price dumped, faked out the H8 low right above the day breakout high. So again, breakout level, I'm bullish above this, bearish below this. Didn't touch the previous day high. So everything to me is bullish on this chart. Took uh, trade right on the M15, stop loss low of the day, targeted high of the day. Uh, yeah, something like this, 2R. So I entered right on the break of the M15 high, uh, went all the way up here, and on the 1 minute, I took um, I had an alert here at the day direction, which is the daily open closing price, went all the way up almost to the closing price, but started to show signs of a reversal. M15 high fake out, faked out the H4 closing price, H4 opening price, and so I just took my partials there. And targeting my runners, I'm targeting the previous week high, all the way up here. So that was my trade for this one, about 1.6 R. Partials, I take 85% partials. I treat them as a trade itself, and so the runners, I just kind of just let it run. So yeah, that was my trade for Asia. I took two trades. Uh, the dump here on the Nikkei all the way down. I took partials here, and my runners got taken out. It's okay. And then this one over here. Yeah. So the only other pair that I look at in Asia is gold. And gold, I liked what gold was doing. Had a breakout day, so I'm bearish, and I wanted to sell at the high of the day, but I just didn't like this structure, and I prefer to trade gold in New York instead. So didn't take gold, and yeah, so those are the trades I took, and that's it. Now I'm waiting for London, and the process repeats itself I go to London, go through all my signals, uh, and for forex, I only trade signal days. For indices, I trade DE30 and UK 100. Um, those ones I don't rely on signal days. I just look for setups. I have a whole setup playlist um, that I look for. Price always does the same thing all the time. Starts in a range, breaks out. At some point, it reverses, false break, creates a peak formation, and then I trade it to the downside. And so these are the setups that I trade on the indexes and gold and oil. But forex, I only trade signal days, and that's it.